Good day guys, today let's discuss about oiling, staining or painting a wooden deck. So you may need to know the difference between the three. Painting, everybody knows. You paint a deck or you paint a wall, it's to paint and change the color. Either way, it's going to seal the water. Whereas oiling, you can oil a deck, but the result will be you will restore the same color of the deck, and you will seal it with you seal it so that water doesn't penetrate. And in a staining process, you can stain the wooden boards to different various colors of timber of your particular liking. Therefore, you stain to change the color of your timber, and in an oiling process you will restore the same color of the timber. In either way or either three processes, you will achieve what you will achieve is you will seal and protect your timber. So that's the goal. So enjoy this video and see the entire process. In my case today, I am going to in fact oil my deck because I want to bring back the original color of the timber. Yeah, so that's the deck, and it's all completed. The job is complete, but I'll explain the entire process. Cheers guys. Doesn't matter if it is the oiling process or the staining process or the paint process, all the three methods have two types. Either it is oil based or water based. The thumb rule is water based normally dries faster, therefore you can do your job in limited time, whereas oil based requires minimum of 6 hours of drying time. So depends which one you want to use. I prefer the oil based because I think it would last longer, but depends again on your exposure. Water based, if it's directly exposed to sunlight, not very good, but oil based will last longer. So that's the thumb rule. So whichever process you want to use, the goal is to seal the timber, to protect the timber so that water doesn't enter inside the timber, and therefore you are protecting the timber and giving it a longer life. So you should always make sure you keep your timber in good condition and have a regular inspection. At least minimum once in 6 months you have to inspect and decide whether you need to oil or you need to stain. Painting, okay, we can think about it after, but oiling is a must. At least minimum once in 6 months you have to inspect and decide whether you need to oil or you need to stain. Painting, okay, we can think about it after, but oiling is a must. So today let's oil this beautiful deck. Preparation is very important. You need a good sander, tape, beautiful tape on the borders, and a wire brush, another sandpaper to clean the wood. You have to prepare this surface. This is the original surface. This is what happened here after 6 months. And you have the beautiful oil, the decking oil, and the beautiful roller, a nice tray, paint brushes, okay, a nice stirrer to stir the decking oil, and if you want to increase the length. Okay, let's get started. Just showing you some examples. So just a few thumb rules. The stain will improve the appearance and change the timber color. Okay, you'll have, if you put a stain, you can change the timber color. Whereas the oil, if you put an oil, it will enhance the color, okay, of the timber. So if you have an existing color, and you put an oil, it will enhance this existing color. So you will see there's a lot of fade here. This has to change. That is why we are using oil. But in oil you have water based and oil based, as well as water based will last longer and dry faster, whereas oil based will take a longer time. It will take around 6 hours, but it will give you the traditional look and it will dry in 6 hours. So we will decide to use oil, and it will penetrate and seal the wood, therefore protecting this entire deck. So make sure you clear all the grass from around, okay? Neatly cut. There should not be any grass around, right? All clear. So the reason for us to oil this deck rather than stain is, you see, this is the actual stain deck, but you know, due to the UV and exposure to the sun, this is what has happened to it in 6 months. So we need to oil it and get a good color so that it will last for a longer time. But we have to pay attention to the deck at least once in 6 months or every year. Oil it so that the water doesn't penetrate inside and destroy your timber. That's the whole objective of oiling your deck. So this is the original color of the deck, of the board, and this was stained to this color, and we have to oil it to give it the original color. Oiling will stop water from penetrating in and will protect your deck, and also protect it from the UV rays of the sun, because you know this is open to sky. There is no roof on top of this deck. Give it a good wire brush on the sides. And make sure there's no grass, you know. Grass shouldn't be touching here. Take it off, right? So if your preparation is good, see, this is the previous color and you have prepared it very well, you could probably stain it. So you can decide now whether you need to stain it or oil it. I'm going to oil it because I want to get back the original color. So let me do a quick water test. Need to know whether the deck is sealing. Okay, so I put it on the old stain and on the cleared area, maybe this one, and we will slowly watch. So you see, the test is simple. The water here has remained and the water here is slowly trying to penetrate inside the wood. Therefore you need to oil your deck or stain it to change to a different color. That's the same job, but today we will oil the deck. So let's tape up the area. The borders have to be, you know, taped well so that the paint doesn't go and hit the wall. So you will see the area is prepared, everything taped up, and it's time now to paint. So the deck is ready and it's time to paint now. Let's start painting or oiling. You can call it oiling. The beautiful deck is ready and we are ready to accept the decking oil, or you can call it a paint job with oil. So we'll start by painting the edges and then we will do the top. We'll run the roller. Okay, there's another kind of application a stick which is flat, but we'll just use a roller. Make sure you paint all the ends, the corners, and then you can go for the roller. Use your brush where the roller does not go. All the areas where your roller cannot access, you can use your brush. There you go, it's almost ready, and then we will roller it. So try to cover all these inaccessible areas between the boards, very important, and all the corners, okay, with the brush before you run the roller. If I missed, after you sand the area, you run a good vacuum cleaner, okay, remove all the dust particles, and everything what is in between here has to come off. Okay, cleanliness and preparation of the surface is key to a good oiled deck. So preparation is all done, and now we will start running the roller. The paint is in the tray, or the oil is in the tray, and run the roller now. Just a small dip, and let's go. Oh. So this will be done all throughout the deck until we complete. Use your paintbrush just to give it a good finish, okay, so that you'll avoid any bubbles, right? You see the bubbles? Just get rid of those bubbles. Getting there, getting there. You see, it's getting better and better. Okay? So the thumb rule is oil your deck if you want to restore your deck to the original color. Paint your deck if you want to change the color, and stain your deck if you want to change the color to a different color of timber. Simple thumb rules, and you can have one of the best decks you want to have. Always maintain your deck, and at least give it a good inspection every 6 months. So finally the deck is ready. I will leave it one coat, but I could give another coat after 6 hours, which I will not do. I'm okay with one coat. Cheers guys, enjoy.